Hello and welcome. I have two decks here that I have not used in a long time. So I wanted to show you what I do to clear out energy and to reactivate the deck and then to connect with it. These are the same things I do when I get a new deck in my house. Okay, so let's do it. The first, so I'm going to show you two ways. One's using a pendulum and one is just using your hands. So the first way is a pendulum, which honestly is my favorite way. I do the most often. I shouldn't even say favorite. I like this way the most probably, but I do like using just my hands sometimes because then you don't need anything. Okay, so with my pendulum, when I work with this, I'm always connecting with my higher self. I'm going to be clearing this deck. When I clear, it goes in a counterclockwise circle. So I just put it over it and I will say something either in my head or out loud like, okay, I clear away any energy in this deck that is not serving the deck or myself. I ask for this or more. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I just let the pendulum finish the clearing motion. Using a pendulum is super nice if you're someone who really needs to like see it to believe it kind of thing. Can be really nice not having to second guess yourself as much. Okay, and then to activate it, it's going to go in a clockwise circle. So I'm just asking that this deck be activated, that my intention when I connect with it, I am connecting with my highest self or highest guides. Always, excuse me, always the highest wisdom, the highest truth, the highest knowing, my highest, most aligned path, the highest and best for me, highest and best for all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This or more, something like that. I don't say the same words every time, but something to that extent. Okay. And so the deck has been cleared and reactivated. So those are the two steps. Don't mind my interesting camera setup here today. Those are the two steps. Now, if this was a new deck, I would do a third step, which is I would light incense or have a candle. And I would pass every card. I would do it this way though. I would take card one at a time and I would pass it over the smoke or over the flame and look at the card and like get my energy on the card and just really like just feel like gratitude for like what I'm seeing, like admire the pictures. And the point of this is to like get my energy on the cards. You could still do this even if it's not a new deck. Pass it over the flame or the smoke. And really just look at each one, see what imagery sticks out to you. And I would do that for the entire deck. And then I'd probably shuffle it and be on my way. This deck, by the way, is the Akashic Tarot deck. I do really like it. I just haven't used it in a long time. I like this one. This does not look like a typical tarot deck, which is why I think I liked it in the beginning. There's also a ton of imagery and pictures where it's kind of like, to me, a little more obvious what it's trying to say than a typical tarot deck. And the back looks like that. I do really like this deck. I don't know. Maybe I feel like it wants to start coming out again because I just got the yes to reactivate that today. Okay, the next way is with just your hands. So yes, I love using a pendulum for so many reasons and so many things. However, sometimes it's nice to not need any extra tools. So we are going to be clearing and activating this deck, which I also have not used in a very long time, but I want to come out with just our hands. So what I would do, first of all, you can call on, if you work with Reiki energy, this would be a great time to use your Reiki energy. If you do not, that's totally fine. You can call on life force energy, source energy, God energy, whatever the words are that you kind of connect with. You're channeling that energy to do this energy work. P.S. You can call on Reiki even if you're not certified. Just a FYI. And if you want to be certified, I have a course for that, all pre-recorded for you. Anyway, so what I would do is I would just hold it. Well, I guess Let's do it like I would take a minute. I would rub my hands together. Feel free to do this with me if you want to pause the video and go grab a deck or anything you want to clear and activate. I would just take a nice breath, and then I would call on, I'm just seeing what I meant to call on for the video. I meant to, white light. Okay, I meant to just call on white light. I'm like, are you sure it's not Reiki? Yeah, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna just call on white light to come down. I'm gonna pretend, like imagine that it's coming down through the crown of my head. It's going in, like into my heart space and out through my arms and out through my hands. So I'm calling on divine white light, whatever that means to you or whatever you're calling on. And then what I'm gonna do is hold the deck. You could also, I'm not gonna make you move my camera again, but I could have this on the table and hover my hands over it. A lot of times when I do Reiki, I hover my hands. I don't actually touch the thing I'm Reikiing. So you could hover your hand. I mean, you could even do this. I guess, whatever. I'm gonna do this. Okay, so there's so many ways. The whole point of this is there's not a wrong way to do this. There's so many ways to do this. Which is, I'm just checking which way I'm meant to really show you. But if you want to do it similar but a little different, you do it. You're right. Allow yourself to be guided. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm imagining that white light is flowing through both my hands into this deck, and I'll say something similar like I did with the pendulum, just that I ask that all energy that is not serving this deck or myself be completely cleared from this deck. I ask for this or more. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, this one, you gotta trust yourself a little bit more. You're gonna hold your hands there until you feel like it's cleared. And if you don't know when, just decide that it's cleared, or decide ahead of time, okay, I'm going to send white light for 10 seconds and then it'll be cleared. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now to activate it, now it's funny, when I clear it, I do usually hover my hands. When I activate it, I always hold it like this, which is interesting. So same thing, I'm imagining that white light is flowing in through the crown of my head, out through my arms, out through my hands. And I'm gonna say something similar to when I activated with the pendulum, just that I activate this deck for my highest good. I set the intention that when I connect with this deck, I'm connecting with my highest self or highest guides, always for the highest truth, the most clarity, the highest wisdom of my highest, most aligned life path. For my highest and best and the highest and best for all, I ask for this or more. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'd probably take a nice deep breath, kind of anchor it in, maybe stay there for a few seconds, and that's it. It's all about intention. It really is. Almost all spiritual work is about intention. So the big thing is, number one, I clear it in some way, whether it's a pendulum, whether it's with Reiki, white light. You could use incense smoke. I just like doing the pendulum or some sort of energy work on it. And then the second step is activating it in some way, which to me really just means you're like waking it up, you're giving it that job, and you're setting that intention of who you're going to connect to when you use it. And then I also like to just set the intention that it's like for my highest and best. So some sort of intention like my highest life path, the highest truth, things like that. And then again, if these were new decks, I would look at them card by card. I like having just like a flame or like the incense smoke to make it a little more like sacred and ritually, but you don't have to. You could just, but I would look at every card. I would get your, like, touch every card, look at every card, just see what stands out to you, really admire the new deck you have, connect to any parts of it, like if you notice certain things on different cards, and then yeah, shuffle away. And there you go. I hope that was helpful. Let me know if you do it differently or have any tips you want to share for other people in the comments. Or if you tried out one of the things I said, maybe you hadn't done before. I would love to hear it. Until next time, bye.